Hello, my name is MauiBorden with Proactive Coaching. Today we're talking about the parent's role in athletics. And I come to you today as both a coach and a parent. As a coach, I'm always looking for ways to improve performance and ultimately create as many lasting positive memories as possible. The content of this presentation is based on feedback that we've received over many decades worth of athletes that we've coached through exit interviews, and really trying to compile some data on what made their experience either positive or negative. This is me telling a story. I really simply want to pass on the message of the data that we've received. And really what this is these are things that your kids wish they could tell you, but probably never will. I'm going to focus on three moments in time, three critical moments in the athletic experience. The first is before the season, or before the first game, and then during the game, and then we're going to talk about after the game. Before the season even starts, I encourage you to ask yourself a couple of questions. As a parent, why do you think your son or daughter chooses to play the sport that they do? Next, what does a successful season look like in your eyes? Now I want you to go ask those same questions to your son or daughter. And just listen. Do your answers align? If they do, great, move on with the season. But if your answers are different, you need to drop yours and accept theirs. Kids' responses to those questions usually revolve around having fun or hanging out with their buddies or just being a part of a team. Whereas the parent's response usually is win a championship, win a state title, break a record, earn a scholarship. Now, as a parent, once you have dropped your vision and accepted your child's vision of what a successful season looks like, the next thing to do is to release them to the experience. The most positive feedback we've received from athletes in terms of their relationship with their parents are those that parents have allowed their kids to own the athletic experience completely. The parents have released them to the game. They've released them to the coach. They've released them to the team. They allow them to own all the success and all the failures and everything that goes with it when it comes to athletics. It's really a huge opportunity for growth when we're able to release them to the game. If your child plays tentatively or fearfully, or they may not care whether or not you come to the event, or would rather you not even come to the game itself, if they avoid interacting with you after the game, these are usually signs that you have not released them yet. The next moment in time I want to talk about is during the game itself. During the game, the most important thing, and based on the feedback we've received from athletes, is just be there. Just be there for them. Next, it's critical that we as parents model appropriate behavior. Model appropriate behavior. The last thing a kid wants is to have their parent be some sort of spectacle up in the stands, and based on the feedback we've received, they see you up there, they recognize your body language, and it affects their play. There are 4 roles in the athletic contest: player, coach, spectator, and official. We think it's best if you just choose one. Chances are your playing days are probably over. And if you want to coach, go ahead and turn your resume in. Leagues are always looking for new officials. Allow your child to hear one instructional voice, and let it be that of their coach that they hear every day in practice. The feedback we've received is when there's more than one instructional voice, it leads to confusion, and confusion leads to lack of performance. Again, the most important thing during the game is just be there. The next moment in time I want to talk about is after the game. After the game, the feedback that we've received from athletes is this is one of the most critical times in the parent-child relationship as it pertains to athletics, and it's really a very difficult time. And it's led to a lot of the most negative memories that our athletes have faced with their parents, but it can also lead to some of the best if we handle it the right way. After the game, the biggest thing is keep your criticisms in check. Allow them time and space to recover. And the time and space may be different based on the sport you're playing, or even how competitive your child is. If your child is extremely competitive, they may need a little bit more time and space to recover. And if they are playing in a very high level game, such as a state championship or a league championship, that may deem a little bit more time and space to recover. Don't give your child the impression that the value that you put on them has anything to do, any correlation to their athletic performance. Praise effort as opposed to outcome or statistics. After the game, it's really critical that you just be there for them. Be there to hold them, to hug them, and let them know that you just enjoy watching them play. Again, getting back to keeping your criticisms in check, just to kind of give you an example, real life, if you have a bad day at work, the last thing you want is somebody waiting for you at the door when you get home to rehash all of the failures of the day. Okay, so allow them to bring the game to you. They want you to be a quiet listener, but really allow them to bring the game to you. And what happens is as parents, if we tend to be more reserved after the games and step back, they're going to come to us earlier and more often. The reality is the athletic experience is a very short time in our lives as far as parents and kids and the interaction that we have, and it's just very minimal. And so always keep in mind that your kids need to know that you love them unconditionally, and the reality is they can't trade you in for a more supportive parent, and you can't trade them in for a more talented kid. You've got what you got. Love them unconditionally. Thank you.